but I really wanted to jump on today because there's been a major theme in like all of my sessions this week, and I've had a lot of sessions this week, so I want to talk about it, and it's about confidence. Specifically pertaining to going into the next level of your life, going into a new space into your life that you're unfamiliar with. And I feel like the theme has been that right now the universe is asking you to step the fuck up. The universe is asking you to show up, to be a better version of yourself. The universe is like begging you to go to the next level, to take your life to the next level. And a lot of people are feeling that like via internal pressure. A lot of people are feeling that by needing to have conversations or having, weird moments in their life that are coming to fruition. So I feel like the universe is like, let's do this together. Like, let's step up. And a lot of people are being called to make big shifts, either in their relationships or in their career paths. So there's this big feeling of pressure to do something different and to do something that maybe you haven't done before. And I feel like there's that internal pressure combined with that, like, who the hell am I to do this? Do I even know how? Do I even know how to do this? Do I even know how to create this new business? Or, it's like almost this getting hung up in your belief in yourself to be able to fully do it, to be able to fully produce the things you were meant to put here in the world. And so I just want to address this because the reality is that we're capable. You're capable. You were made for this. You were designed for this. You are important. What you need and have to leave with the world is important. And if you're looking around and the things in your environment, the people, the situations, the relationships are not helping you step into that better version of you, you have to ask the question of what it is and why. You have to look at what's happening around you and asking the question, can I do better for myself? And then you have to believe in yourself. And sometimes I think that comes with coming back inside of yourself, coming back into what do I know about myself to be true? What are things I've overcome before? That's been also a major theme this week, is like reminding people that you've been through more than this. You've come out of the other side of way fucking worse. So if you kind of approach life rather than making meaning out of what has to happen or what it has to look like or what it has to mean. Actually, one of my clients is kind of going through a relationship transition, and one of the things we had talked about when we first were working is the expectation of what that would look like. Okay, the expectation of what that relationship transition would look like, and so there was a lot of fear around that relationship transition of how the other person would respond and what that would look like and how that would feel and what things would come of it. And so sometimes you can have a lot of fear when it comes to changing your life, and you can lose a lot of confidence when it comes to allowing that fear to take place. But what you can also do is you can start to rewrite it. How do I want this to go? How can I make this easier for me? How can I intend that the universe come into this space and to create with me, to co-create with me something easier? How can I bring in this transition and allow the universe to show me the path, to show me the way, to show me the right next steps, to show me the next right people to make this whole situation happen? And it was so funny because this was, a couple months ago that we had that conversation, and she was like, this is going to go really poorly. And as she's been manifesting ease in her life, ease in support of the universe, ease and guidance in her life, this a relationship that could have been very angry and very explosive has really diffused and really come into a mutual place. And so I think we need to not get lost in our fear of what could happen and our expectations in a negative way of what can happen and what that means and what that has to look like. But we can redesign what we want it to. We can invite the universe in to help us. We can invite the universe in to remind us that we've already been through hard shit. Which means we can do this. We can step into this next path. We can take it day by day and say, okay, today I'm going to do one small thing for my business. Today I'm going to do one small mental thing for this shift so that I'm getting in my best space, because I know that when I'm in my best space, that I make better choices, that I follow my heart, that I speak my truth. So your job this week is to work on your confidence. Remind yourself that you're a badass. Remind yourself that you were put here for big things. Remind yourself that the universe and the world needs you and needs your gifts, and you are the only person that is capable of what you have to express and put out into this world. And so you have to come at this full force. You get one life. You don't know how long you get. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be 90 years from now. But what we know is that you were put here on purpose. And so I want you to be listening to yourself, and I want you to be listening to that internal guidance, and I want you to be deciding that it gets to be easier than it's ever been. And I want you to be deciding and declaring to the universe that you trust it. I always feel like the universe is like looking for ways to show us, and if we're so deeply dug into fear, it's so hard for us to see that the universe is helping us. I always feel like when people are in a really big hole, they feel abandoned by the universe because they've stopped looking for signs. And when we're open and we're saying, please show me something, and somebody asked me the other day, like, how do you ask the universe for help? And I'm like, I'm an asshole about it. Like, I'm an asshole about it. I like to say, show me something. I trust in you. I believe in you, but you need to show me. I need to see it in a big way. And that is okay to do, because I really feel strongly that the universe wants to show up for you. And so sometimes we have to not only ask for it for the energy perspective, but we also have to ask for it to remind our brain that we have decided we're ready to see what the universe has for us. We've decided that we're ready to see what's possible for us. And so when we put ourselves in that position, we invite the universe in to show us so much more, so much easier, so much quicker. We allow things to flow into place, and it's so much faster. And in that, we develop confidence that we are more than our physical bodies, more than our history, and more than our future. We are the creative power of now, and we get to decide our future from here on out. We get to decide who we want to be in it. We get to reconstruct the past versions of ourselves by reconnecting with our highest self and saying, okay, I've been through worse. I've come out at the other side. I really can't fuck this up. And like, if there's a message I can give you today, I know I've sworn a lot today. I'm sorry for that. We're just going to allow it. We're going to allow it. But if there's something I can remind you today, is that you can't fuck this up. If you're trying for something and you might get rejected, get rejected. See how many times you can get rejected. Like, let's just play. Like, let's make rejection mean less. Let's make failure mean less. Like, let's make a game out of it. Let's make it more fun. Because the reality is that things only mean as much as we decide they mean. So if we start taking that big scary thing in our life, that big scary shift, that big scary leap, and we start to break it down into this little tiny baby, it's a whole different animal to deal with, and it's a lot easier to come into a shift and say, no, the universe has my back. I don't have to think so hard about this, because if the worst thing that can happen is like I get rejected and then I try again tomorrow. I don't know, at the end of the day, like, the weight of things is the power we have over them. And so when we draw our energy back to ourselves, and we might even say thank you for rejection. We might even say, like, I'm so grateful. Like, God knows what it's doing. It wouldn't reject me from an opportunity that was made for me. God would never do that. The universe would never reject you from something that is absolutely destined for you. It would never reject you for it. So we can just simply say, thank you. That was really clear. I'm glad that I know now that wasn't the path for me. I might have wanted it. It might sting a little, it might hurt my ego. But at the end of the day, we can be really grateful for the redirection that comes through rejection, the redirection that comes through failure, the redirection that comes through all of these things that aren't quite working in our lives, and we can get really clear within ourselves about what we can do moving forward. We might learn a lesson about who we are in that situation. But like I said, the reality is you can't fuck this up. So this week is about trying. This week is about reconnecting with your confidence, because you were made for this. You were made for this. If there's a soul calling in your heart, guiding you towards something, you were made to do that. You were made to be that, and it's time you step up. So I am wishing you all love and light. I just put out a new podcast like 10 seconds ago with feng shui consultant Just Neri. So fascinating. I hope you guys go listen to it, share it, screenshot it, tag me in it. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you're having a good week, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.